But I wanted to get into this now. This story needs to go mega viral. I want to thank all of you that get the word out. You're really the reason we've had so much success at reaching the people and why the establishment is really going into high gear against me. Hit pieces just coming out everywhere in the mainstream news. FEMA, Israeli Defense Forces, home front partner for martial law. A press release buried on the FEMA website dated June 3rd, 2009 announces a meeting between FEMA Administrator Craig Fugate and Major General Yari Golan of the Israeli Defense Forces Home Front Command. We now have our own Home Front Command. I look forward to working with my Israeli counterpart as co-chair of an emergency management working group to improve emergency management practices in both countries. I mean, folks, regardless of what you think of Israel either way, we shouldn't have a guy who's IDF and openly has dual loyalty, if even that, as chief of staff, who also says he wants to disarm all Americans. I mean, imagine if there was an American who was the deputy or the chief of staff of the prime minister of Israel saying disarm the Israeli people. I mean, it's just outrageous. I look forward to working with my Israeli counterpart as co-chair of the Emergency Management Work Group to improve emergency management practices in both countries, said Fugate. These partnerships are critical in ensuring that we are incorporating the best practices and most workable towards greater public preparedness. The Israeli National Emergency Management Authority and FEMA partnership will establish under an emergency management work stream work group establishment under 2007 memorandum of understanding with DHS. According to press release, FEMA representatives attended the national preparedness exercise Turning Point 3 in Israel on June 1st, 2009, and Israel sent observers to the Top-Off 4 national level exercise in the United States, as well as personnel to participate in FEMA's emergency management training. Top-Off, or top officials, is billed as a national premier terrorism preparedness exercise. Yeah, and in these top-off exercises, they drill putting Americans in mass camps. That's been in even the Denver Post. So there's your FEMA camps right there. By Department of Homeland Security, thousands of federal, state, territorial, and local officials engaged in various activities as part of the robust, full-scale simulated response to multifaceted threat. If you try to go videotape these reports, they arrest you, by the way. They practice blowing up buses, buildings. They'll announce terrorists have really hit locally on the news, and a day later say it was just a drill. So I've got that. It ties into national level exercise 2009, saying it's working with dozens of governments to coordinate a terror attack in the U.S. and how those foreign governments will, quote, help the United States. Stay with us.
Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
By the way, we got John Rhys Davies coming on next Tuesday. I just want to tell you, my producer just confirmed that. He plays Gimli the Dwarf in Lord of the Rings. He's, in Raiders of the Lost Ark, literally hundreds of big films. He is a patriot, we've learned. Anti-New World Order. I really should announce big guests like that till they're actually on. But there you have it. That's set up. He'll be on next week. Look forward to that. Very interesting. I was just going over the fact that NATO countries, Israel, England, others, are training for the next month. It's been going on already for a week and a half with local police for massive coordinated terror attacks in the United States, which will be, of course, carried out by the New World Order. They've been caught over and over again. It's official government policy to stage terror. It's taught to Army captains and above in Black Ops, official 2004 training manual. I mean, how do these guys have training manuals teaching them how to stage terror attacks, but then they believe 9/11 wasn't staged? Hey, print me that article, You Don't Dare Scare a Police Officer. I forgot to print that one up on Infowars.com. So national level exercise 2009. We've been talking about this for a month, but here it is. National level exercise is scheduled for July 27th through July 31st. Now, that's only one of the national level exercises. They have another one that's kind of preparation for this that's been going on in the build-up since the middle of June through July. So there's a bunch of these. NLEO 9 will be the first major exercise conducted by the United States government that will focus extensively on terrorism prevention, protection, as opposed to incident response and recovery. It's a giant intelligence op. The NLEO 9 is designated as a Tier 1 level exercise, national level exercise, Tier 1 exclusively exercises, formerly known as the Top Officials Exercise Series, or Top Off, are conducted annually in accordance with the National Exercise Program, NEP, which serves as the nation's overreaching exercise program for planning, organizing, conducting, and evaluating national level exercises. A year before 9/11, they did drills of flying hijacked jets in the World Trade Center and Pentagon under one, I would add. They've got others. The Denver Post reported on where they did one in Denver back in 2000, practicing rounding up the citizens, putting them in the sports stadium. You can go pull that up if you want. The NEP was established to provide the U.S. government at all levels exercise opportunities to prepare for catastrophic crises ranging from terrorism and natural disasters. What it is a federalization test for testing control over local counties, cities, and states for martial law, as put on paper in the John Warner Defense Authorization Act, stating, and now the DHS reports say it's for veterans, gun owners, and the states saying no to federalization, and using, quote, the Army, Homeland Security brigades against the American people and, quote, pulling triggers on American citizens. NLEO 9 is a White House directed, that's under National Security Council and General James Jones, congressionally mandated exercise that includes the participation of all appropriate federal department and senior agency officials. You know, that's a lie from FEMA. Homeland Security Committee in the House is not allowed to see this under PDD 51, so another lie. It's not congressionally mandated at that level. Their deputies, staff, and key operations elements. In addition, broad regional participation of state, tribal, local, and private sector is anticipated. Well, no, they tell them, we have the FEMA documents, it's law, they've got to follow their orders. This year, the United States welcomes the participation of Australia, Canada, Mexico, the United Kingdom in NLEO 9. When you actually read who's participating, I always just throw out a dozen. It's 15 that I saw. And then now they're announcing others are helping run intelligence on American citizens. Exercise focus. We'll get more into this with Alan Watt and a lot more coming up. And massive gun confiscation drills that are gone live. They're actually coming to people's doors, banging on the doors, and demanding to search them right now all over the United States. So these exercises are going live, and they've got foreign troops and intelligence officers helping in the mobile command centers run these black ops against the U.S. slaves.